and welcome back to Belmont Bunch, where the Islanders lose tonight in regulation for the first time since Game 2 of the season, and pretty tough loss. Minnesota, credit to them, played an excellent third period. The Islanders played 2 periods that were pretty good, and then just didn't show up for the third. No excuses tonight. No scapegoats. Really, Chara not as noticeably bad. That's a compliment. He did get another point. He just threw one at the net. He is getting a little bit of more space the last couple games to just throw one from the point, and it is giving him a chance to get points. Anders Lee sweeps this one in, and it's 1-0 Islanders in the first early on. So, maybe the Islanders, alluding to events later on in the game, maybe the Islanders were like viewing this as another Winnipeg type game, and it's like, oh, let's just get early road goal, get another one after that, and then just hold on. Did not work tonight. Anders Lee gets his third of the year on that one. After 1-0 Islanders. Second period, Nick Bjugstad will get credit for a deflection here on a shot by this man, Mr. Duhaime, and I hope I'm saying that right. He just threw it towards the net. Scott Mayfield can't get Bjugstad out from in front. It's a good play just to throw it to the net. You have traffic in front. That's like the coach speak stuff. So it's 1-1. The Islanders do get it back fairly quickly, though. Amazing speed from Barzal, as usual. Anders Lee keeps up. That's just as impressive. And on the 2-on-1, you get a sauce over to Anders Lee, who just puts it on into the net past the sprawling Kaapo Kähkönen, one of my favorite names in the league. And it's 2-1 Islanders. And that's how it would remain after 2. To this point, the Islanders have played a pretty good game, not making Varley do a ton. Varley, getting eased back into it. They're doing a great job there. Third period, not so much. Third period, the Islanders were under siege. You get a goal from Hartman that ties it up about halfway through the period. This is a tough one for Varley, not in that he could have had it. It's just tough luck. First shot gets blocked, and Varley's already down, trying to stop that one. And he's got a little traffic in front. Second one just zips by him. Not much you can do there. Islanders defense needs to be a little bit tighter there. Kind of a lot of guys losing their guy, and Hartman just kind of had all day to do that. And it's 2-2. And then you have Mr. Duhaime, who got originally credited with the first goal, taken away. He's like, man, you know what? This one's going to count. And about 2 minutes after the Hartman tying goal, the Islanders have not gotten off the mat. And this is one that's frustrating because the Islanders had the numbers advantage as Duhaime carries it into the zone. And I'm not a big fan of the Ryan Pulock approach to this one. Granted, I have never played hockey in an organized fashion. I've played it in an unorganized fashion, and I'm not very good. So let's just take that into account. But I wasn't a big fan of the angle he took. I thought it gave the shooter an opportunity to load up a little bit more and get a little more zip on it. And it does look like it got a little bit deflected because it kind of fluttered by Varley a little bit. And, initially Butch was like, oh, he might want to have that one back. And, I think if Varley had been playing a ton, I maybe a little bit of rust there. But also, kind of not a great shot allowed there by Pulock. And it is 3-2. The Islanders can't really scrounge up anything. They even took a penalty right after that. Brock Nelson, a cross-check. And a valiant effort on the PK. The Islanders had just enough energy to make this great PK to at least set them up for a chance. You had a Scott Mayfield gigantic block. You had Varley making a ton of saves. The Minnesota power play did a great job of moving the puck very quickly around and then getting it on net. And then, just going into the scrum and trying to poke it home. And the Isles, equally good job defending that. Didn't do a great job keeping it to the outside on this one. The Isles in, mostly the third period, and especially on this power play. But Islanders get through that power play, but they just don't have the energy left. And again, no excuses. Minnesota played last night. Minnesota did a really good job of coming back in this game. And as they mentioned on the broadcast, they've been kind of comeback kids this year. And I thought they'd be pretty good this year. And they just continue to do it even with Frederick Gaudreau as their second-line center. They just don't seem to need centers. So 2 empty netters from Brodin and Dumba, and it looks a lot worse than it was. The Islanders lose in regulation regardless. And, I don't know. Just back to the drawing board. They play again on Thursday. They get decent amount of time off in between after a back-to-back, so that's good. And you'd want to come in and beat Jersey. And especially after this third period, I think you'd want to come into that game with a lot of intensity, especially defensively. And part of that starts in the offensive zone if you're able to wear down the other team. And the Islanders really didn't do that much tonight. They didn't, as my brother pointed out, not really sure the Islanders played their game throughout the night, even when it was going well. Not really wearing down the other team in the, on the forecheck. But yeah. Just tough. Minnesota did a good job tonight and give them a lot of credit. So, that's it from Belmont Bunch. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you Thursday night. And, keep an eye on our Twitter and everything, just in case. I think we'll also have Thursday morning coming out. We missed it last week because we only had one game, and James and I got sidetracked. But back to our weekly recap. Which will also be only one, or no, it'll be 2 or 3 games. So we'll be back on schedule. Anyway, look in the description below, and you'll find the link to our the audio version of this podcast. So that's Spotify and Apple Play and stuff like that. And you don't have to see my face. You don't have to see my jerseys. So that can be good sometimes. All right. See you next time. Goodbye.